We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender. And it's all about the young police from Jamaica, seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madden. Moving on to our video. Yeah. LCD, you're looking at a man. Your man is a Jamaican and he goes by the name Javon Pinnock. And you know Javon Pinnock, he's wanted for the murder of Javon Jamison, aka Blingers. And you know Blingers was a Jamaican in the United States of America, law-abiding citizen who believed in the rule of law, and he wasn't doing anything illegal or inappropriate in America. And this man, because he feel like he can do anything and get away with it, killed this young man. So now that he's wanted, we want you, wherever you see him, please call 119, let the police know that he's wanted in New York, in Queens, for the murder of this young man. And so that they can extradite him, or if he put up any form of resistance, they can send him to departure alone. That would be justice. So we're appealing, we're begging you, please use your conscience, decency, ethics, and your humanity. Yes, we are a human family. We over at the Jamaica Young Police Channel say informer for live and gunman for dead. And we say that without no apologies. So moving on to today's. Yeah, so as you know, I am the most bad mind YouTuber. Yeah, man, on YouTube, man, bad mind every successful artist, bad mind other YouTuber, because I cannot tell sensational stories, and I am not a likable guy. Yes, but look here, as I say, if everybody like you, something is wrong with you. I am not into the popularity contest. And I don't care, I hear zero who want to like me. The most important thing is the message that I am, putting out there. Some people gravitate to it, some people shun it. But look, remember, I will never compare myself to other leaders who have passed through, the Jamaican sphere, or, someone with a Jamaican background. But I know that as a former police officer, as a former youth, born and grown in a ghetto, and come from the belly of the beast, I know that I am totally different from most of the Jamaican people. My thought process and everything is totally different. I am not biased. I am not an organic robot. I can think independently. So I received a video, showing you're going to hear Chronic Law. Your man told Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness to suck your mother publicly. Some people is gonna say, a bad man, a freedom of expression and people free to do this and do that, and we live in a democratic society. You have to understand that we as Jamaicans, if you don't respect yourself, others can't respect you. So this big fat boy, I won't call him man, this big fat boy, is a criminal sympathizer, financier, from allegedly from the information received from even men who fire gun, who are gunmen out in a bull beer, him and Popcorn. I have done videos about both him and Popcorn, because they were the one who were fueling in the wars out there by bull beer with bigger crime. So when I had called for the arrest of for the law to take its course, and before I go any further, you're going to hear the video for yourself. We know so the goldfish them gone. And to all of you who have been watching the Jamaica Young Police channel and want knowledge, I am not claiming to be the smartest or the brightest person in the world, but I know that the things that I am saying make a lot of sense, because it wasn't making any sense at all. You would not have one of our most esteemed educator told us at the Jamaica, so you need to write a book, and it's right here at the Jamaica Young Police channel. We're not comparing ourselves with anyone else, but we know that what we are doing it's to make Jamaica a better place, because we are talking from as a witness based on what we have seen, heard and felt. We are from the belly of the beast. Two of us left. So if I can't save one life, that means about my advocacy or what I am doing over here at the Jamaica Young Police channel is meaningless. It would not have any meaning. But I know that I have made impact on many lives so far. There are over 70 police officers who have resigned the Jamaica Constabulary Force, whose life are much better right here in the United States of America when they had oppressed them. So I know that I am doing something that is right, because I educate them and tell them what to do when they are here. You understand? And I say that without any apologies. Some people say, oh, you're a traitor, oh, you're patriot, and you're doing this, you're behaving like a traitor. No, I am not. I am looking out for people who want to look out for themselves. That's how it is, because you have to understand in time you have a system that is corrupt and cuddling up criminals. This is what happened, and we have reached a juncture now where we don't think we can go any lower. So after Vybz Kartel Freedom concert, I publicly called for the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kevin Blake, to ensure that Popcorn and Chronic Law face the full force of the Jamaican laws for their disrespectful behavior toward the promoter and the audience. Their conduct on that stage was not just an affront to decency, but a blatant disregard for the rule of law. So them do it publicly, the world see it, and guess what? It emboldened him. However, some individuals, instead of addressing the core issues, accuse me of being bad mind or envious, claiming that my criticism stem from the hatred because they are wealthy, while I am not. So let me categorically state, this is not about envy or personal vendettas. I don't know either men. It is about accountability, respect for the law, and the message we are sending to society. We know that Popcorn same unruly, but we can't tell you this. It's just a matter of time before him meet his demise, and it won't be far. Trust me, because whether or not you want to believe it, and we, as we said before, now we see them, beat a YouTuber, and it's not lie. Popcorn, he knows how we get black man driver's license, but we're not going into that today, as we're delving into it already. So fast forward to January 2025, and the situation has escalated to an even more alarming level. Chronic Law, during a public appearance, direct and extremely vulgar and disrespectful comment at the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, telling him to go suck your mother. Let that sink in. This is not just an insult to an individual, but to the office of the Prime Minister, and by extension the nation itself. It is a direct attack on the dignity of Jamaica's leadership and governance. What makes this even more outrageous is that this same Chronic Law, who, despite displaying a strong disdain for the rule of law, was able to obtain a license firearm from the Firearm Licensing Authority. This raises serious questions about the integrity of the FLA and the processes by which firearms are approved. How can someone with a public history of vulgarity, hostility, and disrespect for authority, including the Prime Minister, be deemed fit to carry a licensed weapon? Let that sink in. We have seen where they have lowered the threshold in Jamaica. We've seen people who got been to prison in America, England, deported, only to have clean fingerprint record and get license gun in Jamaica. So when we say that it's a both political party feel the people, them, you think I joke me, I make? I've said it a long time ago. As I said before, one is just a little bit better than the other. One is just a little bit better than the other. One God's earth, I'll pop him get gun. Chronic Law get gun. When Chronic Law was one of the men who buy weapon for bigger crime. You understand? So it is widely believed that this approval was obtained through bribery and corruption within the agency. Him have a Glock pistol, further highlighting systemic flaws in Jamaica's institutions. So meanwhile, law-abiding citizens in Jamaica who genuinely need firearms for self-protection in a country plagued by violence face insurmountable barriers to obtain licensed firearms. The fact that someone, Chronic Law, him call himself law boss, can bypass these obstacles through dubious means while decent hard-working Jamaicans are left defenseless is a stark illustration of the inequality and corruption undermining our nation. What is even more troubling is that during an episode of blatant disrespect, the leader of the opposition stood right behind Chronic Law, seemingly condoning his behavior through his silence. They speak volumes. It signals a dangerous level of complicity and undermine any claim of moral authority or respect for the principles of governance and decorum. For the leader of the opposition to align himself with an individual who openly disrespects the Prime Minister is not just a personal failure, but a failure of leadership. It sets a dangerous precedent, suggesting that political expediency outweighs respect for national institutions and civility. This incident is not just about Chronic Law or his remarks, it is a reflection of a broader societal issue. The normalization of disrespect and the erosion of accountability and the systemic corruption that allow individuals to evade consequences for their actions. When artists and public figures behave in this manner without facing repercussions, it sends a message to youth and the wider society that such behavior is acceptable, even admirable. This must stop. I once again call on Dr. Kevin Blake as Commissioner of Police to take decisive action. I am not going to call the Deputy Commissioner of Police who was recently promoted. Tell the Commissioner of Police to ignore what I have said. The Deputy Commissioner of Police know himself. Chronic Law and others who behave in this way must be held accountable under the law, not just for their disrespectful behavior, but also for their illegal and unethical activities they may have been involved in, including the questionable circumstances surrounding his firearm license. If the law is to have any meaning in Jamaica, it must apply to everyone equally, regardless of their status or influence. Jamaica cannot afford to let these incidents slide. The integrity of our institutions, the respect for leadership, and the future of our nation depend on it. We must draw a line and say enough is enough. Chronic Law's behavior and the complacency of those around him is a wake-up call that we cannot ignore. The question is, I ignore it. So the question is, will we rise to the occasion, or will we continue to allow lawlessness and disrespect to define us? The choice is ours, but the time to act is now. If we want back Jamaica, we have to start instilling discipline. Dancehall is what? Dancehall and these artists are what destroying Jamaica and have been destroying Jamaica. Don't look no further than Vybz Kartel. But we'll soon tell you, we have more things to tell you about Vybz Kartel. So once you watch, you listen, and you decide, and watch and listen what Chronic Law is saying about the Prime Minister. Just listen.
What? You know I got a man, I'm fully active, you know. Not for good, no man. You know now. You know who represent for we now. Left leg them. Popcorn, big up yourself. yourself. Who can this tight dog and survive? Make that cause you black no rise. Marry love him this away. Fuck some other tell enemy we don't polite. A 15 and
Alright, so you have heard Chronic Law, and you see who's right behind him, and he was, so look to your left right there, you see that's the man, that's the Dan for the Klansman gang. His name is Courtney Stamatero Samuels. I don't care whether I know a guy or not. I don't know him, and even if I do, I still do. I don't support criminals, period. From here, kill people, and we know that he's the man who's behind the killing of Nunopus. See, man, he's behind. He along with Miller 9 and all of these people. He's behind the killing of Markey. He's behind, and we're gonna tell you, even a detective inspector who work at CTAC, father, that he had played a role in, and we'll soon tell you about that. So Chronic Law, that's the same man where just tell the Prime Minister for go Laba Juice in mother, is the same man whose gunmen allegedly robbed the burial room in St. Thomas, and bigger crime boss, and him get license gun at FLA and money run things in Jamaica. So all along, when Chronic Law out there, remember, we had done a video earlier when time Chronic Law, Popcorn and Vibes Cartel, because Popcorn want validation so much from Vibes Cartel that he will do anything just to get back in his circle, because of the killing of Douglas Chambers. I put him in the crosshairs of Blackman and Vibes Cartel for them to kill him. And in time, when the story had came out that they wanted to kill him, and even Vibes Cartel made went on the fix and said something, and I made a follow-up video, because anything that I am saying, I can back it up, with evidence. I don't tell lie on people, which is true, that they wanted to kill Popcorn. So that's the reason why when he was in prison, he was able to get Popcorn and Chronic Law to plan to kill Isaiah Leng. But there's no honest criminal. None. There's no honest criminals, whether or not you want to believe it. And these are the people that our youth's looking up to. And if something is not done about what is happening right now, we are going right down to the abyss. They have seen what happened at the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization conference earlier. So they are just showing where they want this country to go. Burn it down and take it down to the ground. And the decadent just continue to rise. So when individuals like Chronic Law and Popcorn, who are widely perceived as financiers and influencers within Jamaica's criminal underworld, can publicly disrespect the nation's laws without facing repercussions, it emboldens a culture of lawlessness. Their behavior suggests that they believe themselves to be above the law, immune to accountability, and untouchable due to their affiliations. This sense of entitlement appears to be reinforced by their connections to the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, which has constantly and consistently demonstrated disregard for the rule of law and the moral fabric of Jamaican society. It is no coincidence that this same organization openly paraded convicted criminals and murderers at their conference last year at the National Arena, showcasing a disturbing alignment with individuals who represent the very antithesis of justice and decency. This blatant glorification of criminality undermines the nation's effort to combat violence and criminal behavior. When such acts are not only tolerated but celebrated, it erodes public trust in leadership and set a dangerous precedent for the younger generation. And that's why we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, that's why we are here. So, as we say, we just keep fighting for the youths them who are the future of Jamaica, so that we can get a better Jamaica. Because if we continue on this path, we're not going to have a Jamaica left, Jamaica is going to be like 80. Furthermore, the leader of this organization, headed by a white man from Britain, Mark Golin, Gummy Bear, raises serious questions about his commitment to the moral and social welfare of Jamaica's black majority. Mark Golin, who has shown little regard for the ethical and cultural values that underpin Jamaican society, appears to prioritize political expediency and the power over the well-being of the people. His leadership reflects a disconnection from the struggles, values and aspirations of ordinary Jamaicans, further fueling a sense of disillusionment and frustration among the populace. If Jamaica is to move forward, it must address these issues head-on. The law must be applied equally to all, regardless of status or affiliation. Chronic Law, Popcorn and anyone else who openly flouts the laws and promote criminality must be held accountable. Likewise, organizations and leaders who enable or align themselves with such behavior must face public scrutiny and be held to the highest standards of integrity. Jamaica's future depends on our unified commitment to justice, accountability and the rejection of all forms of corruption and criminality. It is time to demand better from those in position of influence, whether they are artists, public figures or public leaders. Only then can we begin to rebuild a society rooted in respect, morality and the rule of law. How we're going to show the youth them what is right when you have people telling the youths them say I'm unruly boss, them no respect law, and afraid to tell people what them forgot to do with their mother, laba juice their mother, that means just go suck your mother and all kind of things. These are the people who are lauded, revered and celebrated in Jamaica. So the contrast and the difference between both political party manifest in their showcase of the people that they want the Jamaican people to aspire to be. So the stark contrast between Jamaica's two main political parties during their respective conferences last year provide a clear manifestation of their different visions, values and priorities for the nation. On one hand, one party openly paraded known killers, convicted drug traffickers, drug dealers, and individuals with criminal histories. As you have seen, that man, Courtney Stamatero Samuels, a man who spent 10 years in prison in America for drug dealing, and during his time whilst he was in prison, from information received and obtained, he had killed one of his lovers in prison. And we can even, at one point in time when he was at a prison in Pennsylvania, they have him saying he was an informer. But we tell you later about that, because most people don't understand it as a criminal is the biggest informer. So, individuals with criminal history seemingly glorify and align in itself with the underbelly of Jamaican society. On the other hand, its rivals showcase decent, ethical and law-abiding citizens as example of the kind of Jamaicans they believe should represent the island on the global stage. The contrast speaks volumes about the ideological divide between two parties and raises critical questions for all Jamaicans. Which vision of Jamaica would you rather live in? The glorification of criminality or the one where criminals are shunned? One party's decision to parade individuals with known criminal background was not only shocking but deeply troubling. By associating itself with individuals convicted of heinous crimes, including murder and drug trafficking, this party sent a dangerous message to the nation. It implicitly endorses a culture where criminality is normalized, celebrated, and even rewarded with a platform. This is particularly damaging in a country already grappling with rampant crime and violence, where the glorification of wrongdoers undermines the effort to restore law and order, and the government silent them to make the people them be accountable for them behavior. Moreover, this alignment suggests a disregard for the victims of these criminals and their families, who must live with the pain of their losses while watching those responsible receive public recognition. For a political party to champion such individuals, it only goes to show that they lack decency, ethics, morality, and respect for human life. It's not just a betrayal of the principles of justice, but a failure to uphold the moral and ethical standards that should guide national leadership. Right now, we see the world in crisis. Who is leading the world in morality and decency? Never have, never will, because its might is right. A vision of decency and integrity in stark contrast, the other party uses its platform to highlight individuals who embody the value of decency, integrity, and lawfulness. These are the citizens who represent Jamaica's best qualities: hardworking, ethical, and committed to uplifting the nation's image on the world stage. By showcasing such individuals, this party demonstrated clearly its commitment to fostering a society rooted in respect, accountability, and positive representation. This approach sends a powerful message to the Jamaican people, particularly the youth, that success and recognition do not come from the expense of morality or through illicit means. It reinforces that the idea that Jamaica's future lies in the hands of those who uphold values of hard work, honesty, and community spirit. And most importantly, respect. If you respect yourself, you're going to respect others. If you don't respect yourself, you can't respect others. So when you tell the Prime Minister saying to go laba juice his mother, it's because he no respect for his mother. Because he's big and swarty. You understand? These are the individuals who can inspire national pride and contribute to the building of a stronger, more unified society. The choices made by these two parties during their conferences reflect not just their strategy, but their broader philosophies. One party appears willing to compromise moral and ethical standards for the sake of power, and we see it play out right where we're at, while the other prioritizes a vision of Jamaica that is rooted in decency and lawfulness. This divergence is not just a political issue, but a societal one, as it shapes the kind of culture and values that are promoted at the national level. The party that glorifies criminals risks further eroding public trust in institutions, deepening the cycle of crime and perpetuating a sense of hopelessness among citizens. Conversely, the party that champions decency offers a pathway to renewal and hope, a vision of a Jamaica where law-abiding citizens are celebrated and criminals are held accountable. Which Jamaica do you want to live in? Ultimately, the choice is clear. Do we want to live in a Jamaica where criminals are paraded as role models, normalizing a culture of lawlessness and disrespect? Or do we want to live in a Jamaica where decency, integrity, and accountability are the cornerstone of our society? This is not just a question of political preference, but a fundamental decision about the kind of nation we want to leave for future generations. Some people don't think about the future, they want to think about now and themselves. That's why we say we want a better Jamaica. Jamaica stands at a crossroads. The decision we make today as a people will determine whether we continue to be plagued by the corrosive influence of criminality or the rise to become a beacon of hope, pride, and progress. Let us choose wisely, for the future of Jamaica depends on it. So as I said before, if you can't be good, be careful. If you cannot impart decency, morality, honesty, truthfulness to your children, you're not a good parent. If you are encouraging your children in a criminality, or if you want your children to become criminal, you know where the red carpet is there for them. As you have seen, and you see it over and over again, that these people, they have no respect for the rule of law or respect to anyone, because they are a law unto themselves. As him say, one law boss. Is chronic law above the law? Is popcorn above the law? Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.